Hey everybody, it's Beth. I grabbed this sign from Dollar Tree. I started by removing the center part on the front as well as the bow and the hanger. I sanded down the front of that paper as well as the sides. I then took black chalk paint and painted the back of this as well as the sides. And the little sign part, I started by painting the front, but the paint just wasn't covering the wording, so I ended up using the back, so I painted that with the same black chalk paint. Next, I moved back on to the cutting board hanger and placed down some Mod Podge. I did a generous layer covering the entire front of that. Next, I take this Halloween themed fabric I also got from Dollar Tree and placed that down onto the sign, right on that Mod Podge. Smoothed it out to get rid of any wrinkles. Cut off some of the excess for now and then use my heating tool to dry that layer of Mod Podge, making sure the fabric was completely attached. I then flip it over and cut off as much as I can with my scissors. And then for those awkward areas where I can't reach, I just put it on my mat and use a razor blade to trim up whatever remaining fabric is there, as well as in between that spot for the hanger. And then add a layer of Mod Podge to the top of the fabric, again drying that completely. Next, I didn't have the color purple I wanted to use, so I just mixed some Barn Red and English Navy acrylic paint to get the purple I wanted. And then I painted this boo word with that paint. I got the boo word as well as these little ghost shapes from Dollar Tree. These ghosts I painted with Snow White chalk paint by Waverly. Next, I'm hot gluing the front center part of that sign back on with some hot glue. I placed down the ghost and the boo word, and then I didn't like how the wording didn't stand out as much as I wanted it to, so I just used a fan brush and brushed on some of the white chalk paint around the edges. And then hot glue the ghost down. And for the lettering, I used Tacky glue and brushed that on the back of it, placed it down, and then used my heating tool to make sure it was fully adhered. This next part, my camera stopped recording as I was doing it, but I just cut strips of the fabric and made a couple bows out of that, and then hot glued those to the tops of the ghosts where those holes are right there, and then added in a hanger. And that is it for this project. Thank you so much for watching.